Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Learn Chess. In this video, we are going to learn about checks and checkmates. Number 1. Checks. A check is when a piece attacks the king. This is attacking the king. Any piece can attack the king and it will be check except the king, because king and king cannot go close to each other because you cannot capture the king, that's why. So any piece can check the king. So check is when you attack the king and the king, the opponent, has 3 choices. Number 1 is that the piece who is attacking the king, means checking the king, he takes that piece. You take the piece which is checking the king, or you block. Look, now it's no longer a check, an attack on the king, because a pawn is in between. So the bishop is not attacking the king. Or you move the king. The 3 choices are either you take the piece which is checking the king, block, or move the king. These are the 3 choices that you can do when you are in check. You have to do, and same for your opponent. Your opponent also has to do 3 things. One of these 3 things. Let me give you an example of all of the 3 things: moving, blocking, and capturing the piece. Number 1. Blocking. So in this position, white decides to play bishop b5 check. So now it's a check because it's an attack on the king. Black now can block. Sorry, my bad. The knight do not move like this. Knight move like this. Okay, I'm very sorry about that. Black can block with knight, bishop. The other knight blocking with the queen is simply bad because queen is worth 9 points and the bishop is worth 3 points. Or black moves the king. Black cannot take the white bishop. No pieces is attacking it. And one more note, that you cannot castle during check. You cannot castle during check. Remember that. You cannot castle during check. Means if you are in check, you cannot castle. Any type, short or long, you cannot castle. So blocking is when you block. Look, first of all, attack on the king means check. Now the knight is in between, so it's not check. Black could have also went bishop to c6. This is also a block, and this is not a blunder because knight is defending it. And black could have also went knight f2 d7, because this also blocks. So you know now how block works. You bring a piece in between the piece that is giving the check to the check. Why can't I speak anything good? I don't know. Means you bring a piece in between. That's it. That is block. So let me now tell you about the second, which is moving the king. In this position, white gives the check to black by playing bishop to b5 check. It's a check because it is attacking the king. Now, black cannot block. The queen does not move like this. Knight moves like this. So, and nothing, all the other pieces cannot block. Yes, they cannot come in between. And black cannot capture the white bishop. So, they have to move the king. So, this is when you move the king. Any of your pieces cannot capture the piece. It's your choice. You move the king, block in this position, you can block, or take the piece. It's your choice or your opponent's. But this is a position where you have to move your king. You cannot block or capture the piece. This is a position where you have to move your king. In the other position, you could have moved the king or blocked. You could not have taken the piece. But in this position, you have to move your king. And I told you earlier, you cannot castle during check. So you cannot castle. So you can go to f8. Black can go to f8, d8 or e7. e7 would be most dangerous because all the pieces will come in and try to deliver checkmate. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about checkmate. So black went f8. It's a good choice, but yeah. So this is when you have to move your king. You have a choice to block, move, or take the piece, but I am just telling you all three just in case. So now on number 3, where you have to take. So in this position, white went bishop to a6 check. It's checking the king because it's attacking the king. So black now thinks that they have to bring the rook in between. Exchange of a bishop for rook is bad because a rook is worth 5 points and a bishop is worth 3. Unless you are sacrificing. Black thinks that they have to go here, go to b7 to block. But they look at their queen. Queen is a mixture of rook and bishops. So the queen can take the bishop. Nothing is protecting it. So the black plays queen into a7. So now it's no longer check because you capture the piece. The 3 were block, move the king, and one more thing. Black can't move their king. Look, they cannot go here because of the bishop. c7. They cannot go to d7, d8 and b8 because of their own pieces, and they cannot go b7 because of the bishop. So they have to block or take. There is no moving of king in this one. So now black takes. Now it's no longer check. And yeah. So I have told you all the 3 types of checks. First, the 3 things you can do during check. First, block. Second, let me show you like this. First, block. Second, move your king. And third, take. This is good because this does not lose any material, but it gains material because you take a bishop for free. So this is about checks. So now let's move on to checkmates. So, checkmate is when the enemy king is in check and has no legal move. Means when the enemy king is in check and it has no legal move, the king has no legal move, means it has nowhere to move. That is when checkmate happens. So that is when checkmate happens. When the king is in check, the enemy king is in check, or if you are checkmated, your king is in check, and you or your opponent has no legal move left to play to move your king, move there, or your king. So that is when checkmate happens, and then you or your opponent wins the game. So this is checkmate. Read yourself for a bit. I'm giving you 3-4 seconds because I've already told it. So 2, 3, 4. So now on to checkmates, showing you what they are like on chess.com. And one more thing, if you want to practice playing chess, play on chess.com. That is not sponsored. I like it and this is good. It's very good. If you want to practice chess, play it on chess.com. So this is where I put stuff like teach things to you. You can also do that. So on to showing you on board what is checkmate. So in this position, white went bishop to e5. Black thought this is a free bishop. It's not free, but it is a trade because the knight is defending it. So let me do a trade. So black took it, but this was all part of the plan of white. Instead of taking the black bishop, white went rook to d8, and this is checkmate. Let me show you. Look, the king has no legal move. It cannot go to f7, g7 or h7 because of his own pawns, and it cannot go out of the board, and it cannot go to f8 or h8 because of the rook. So this is checkmate, and always look for this. During checkmate, the piece that is delivering check cannot be taken. Imagine if this bishop was here, or this knight, not the bishop, let's imagine that this knight was here. You give a check and the knight takes the rook. So you don't want that. And second of all, you have to see that no piece is blocks. Look, if what can I do? The knight was on g6. Imagine, and you give check. Then the knight would come in between, and it will no longer be checkmate. And if you give check and the knight is here, it is not automatically checkmate. It's black's turn. If black cannot block or take your piece, or move their king, so then it will be checkmate. Imagine if there was a spot for black to run and white thought, let me go and capture the pawns, white will get checkmated himself because white cannot go to f1, h1, f2, g2, h2 because of the bishop. So yeah, it's lucky this is checkmate. There are 100, 200, maybe more than that checkmates, so I cannot show you all. I will show you what to do checkmates, not blundering your own pieces. A video of draws will be coming, or it should be gamed out, and I am going to also post a video about how to checkmate with pieces. Like black or white has a king only. Imagine black has black has a king, and we have a king and rook, only king and rook, no other pieces. I will tell you how to checkmate with a rook and king, a queen and king, two rooks, and a queen and rook. This is basic you need to know for beginners. When you become advanced, you will learn other things like a checkmate with two bishops or knight and bishop. And you cannot checkmate with two knights, you can checkmate with two bishops. Less talking, so let's go on to the second example. This checkmate is known as the crisscross checkmate. So in this position, white went bishop to a6 checkmate. So this bishop is giving check. The a bishop, white bishop, sorry, I messed up myself. The light square bishop. Told you in the videos before, light square bishop. Sorry that I messed myself. Okay, so the light square bishop is giving the check to the black king. Black king cannot go to d8 and d7 because of his own pieces, and cannot stay on c8 because of check, and cannot go to b7 because of the bishop, and cannot go to c7 and c8 because of the other bishop. So look, the crisscross. So this is why it's known for the crisscross checkmate. Let me now show you what things you have to keep in mind when you are doing checkmate, or your opponent tries to do checkmate but they forgot those things. Let me show you that. Number 1. Do not be in a rush or hurry. You will like, oh, this is back rank checkmate. This is back rank checkmate happens when the king cannot move anywhere and it is on the back rank. Oh, this is back rank checkmate. I can go rook to d8. Ha, checkmate. Wait. You are in a hurry, so you didn't saw that the g5 bishop can just take your rook, and now you are losing. This is number 1, not to be in a hurry. And even if you are not in a hurry, see where you are moving. Like you thought and moved to d8 check and didn't saw the bishop on g5 would take your rook. So look before moving and don't be in a hurry. So in this position, you thought, oh, check, mate. But white can bring his bishop in between. This is not bad, but you will be said, no, it's not checkmate. So instead, first, see, if I give a check, the bishop will come in. So it's not going to be bad, but it's not going to be nothing good. So instead, remove the bishop from this diagonal. You go bishop to d8. White thinks, oh, a free bishop. Bro, I can just take it. And now look, the bishop was guarding here. So before this move, if you give a check, the bishop will come in between. But now the bishop is gone from this square. You can give a check, and this is checkmate. Now the bishop cannot come in between. Any other piece cannot come in between. So this is a checkmate. If you see a checkmate is going to happen and a piece is blocking it, try to remove that piece from the file, diagonal or rank. If it should be from any three. If it is from, if you just try to remove it, the piece that is stopping you to checkmate. So this is it. You also win if your opponent resigns. If your opponent resigns, he's like, oh no, I'm gonna lose for sure, so let me just resign. Resign means he surrenders and you win. This is resign. A little I also added. So this is it. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any videos, and share this video to your friends. Bye bye.